The new self-titled album from Alter Bridge is as kick-ass as you'd expect, with some amazing vocals from Myles Kennedy and some beyond excellent guitar work from Mark Tremonti, but I didn't come away from this album really humming or singing any of these songs, and that kind of sucks. I'm going to break it all down on this edition of Rock Album Review. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. Alter Bridge's new self-titled record is their 8th studio album. It's the follow-up to 2022's Pawns and Kings. And of course, Alter Bridge is made up of the members of Creed minus Scott Stapp. Alter Bridge is led on vocals by killer vocalist Myles Kennedy, who's also known for his solo work and being in bands like the Mayfield 4, but is best known as the lead vocalist for Slash, featuring Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators. As a vocalist myself, I'm a huge fan of Myles Kennedy. He's got one of the best voices in rock, and I always have a lot of fun singing along with him, trying to hit all those high notes. It's always a blast. But let me cut to the chase. I've never actually listened to a full Alter Bridge album. I'm not actually familiar with all that much of their music. I know it's crazy because I'm very familiar with the music of Creed. I'm very familiar with Myles Kennedy's other projects, but this new self-titled 8th studio album is actually my first full foray into listening to the world of Alter Bridge. And for the most part, I liked this album. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I think overall, this is a really solid rock record that is a dense and heavy listen for its hour-long runtime, and I'm sure longtime Alter Bridge fans are really going to love this album. Myles Kennedy, as expected, is amazing on this album. His voice pretty much soars on every track. He really carries every track for me, including the opener Silent Divide, Trust in Me, which he co-leads with Mark Tremonti. He's got some more vocal showcases on this record. Hang by a Thread, he's really giving it all on this record, and he has a voice that suits the big rock songs and the softer acoustic songs, and that just shows the sign of a great versatile vocalist. And shout out to Mark Tremonti's lead vocals kicking off Tested and Able. I really like that track. They're pretty great. This dude can belt it out, so count me impressed. I should definitely listen to more of his Tremonti side project. Before we continue, guys, if you like this review, you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, let's get back to it. Lyrically, the album approaches things from a sort of sense of righteous indignation. The songs are very dramatic lyrically on songs like Rue the Day, Trust in Me, and Scales Are Falling. Sometimes the lyrics can be a little bit heavy-handed, a little bit cheesy, even a little bit political, and I totally get the sentiment that they're trying to put across, but a lot of these songs lyrically felt really on the nose to me and overly serious. And this is a really great guitar record, which is to be expected because this is Mark Tremonti on lead guitar that we're talking about, but he really takes things up a notch on this record. Every song has a killer solo in it, especially on Silent Divide, Rue the Day, Power Down. I really like that one. The riffage is crunchy and it's tasty. The album very much reminded me of Myles Kennedy's other work with Slash, which is, to be fair, because it's Myles Kennedy's vocals with big, crunchy guitar riffs. This is guitar music, and I love how it's just stacked with great, chunky riffs. The album is actually a lot harder than I expected. I know that Alter Bridge is a big, hard rock band, but I didn't think that they were this heavy. A lot of the songs reminded me of almost like Slipknot or Alice in Chains. There's a lot of dissonant riffage happening on here, a lot of layering, which sounded really cool when I was listening to this album on my headphones. This album is a feast for guitar fans. But then on the flip side of that, every song on this record essentially has the same formula. You got the big crushing riff to kick things off, you got the big soaring vocals from Myles Kennedy, and then you got that blistering guitar solo in every song from Mark Tremonti. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm not complaining, but things can sound a little bit samey, and I felt like there wasn't a whole lot of variety on this new record. The choruses on this record are all big and huge and epic and dramatic, but kinda generic and not as catchy or as attention grabbing as they could be. Not that that is always the goal, but I was hoping for more considering this is such a big rock album. And even though the album is very well written and very well put together, I didn't come away from this record really humming or singing any of these tracks. Despite the lack in overall variety on this album, it does take more chances as the album goes on. Hang by a Thread was really cool. It's more acoustic, it's more toned down. I love Mark Tremonti's picking on that song, and Scales Are Falling has a really cool, eerie guitar intro. The album's final song, Slave to Master, is the album's epic 9-minute closer, and it overtakes the Alter Bridge track Fable of the Silent Sun. I love these song titles from Pawns and Kings as the band's longest song. That one was 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Slave to Master coming in at 9 minutes. I like that they are continuing the tradition of bands having an epic song at the end of the album. May that tradition never end. And it's a great headphone song as well. You got 9 minutes to enjoy this track. Put on the headphones, close your eyes, and let the music wash over you. The songs in general on this album are pretty long. There's nothing on here shorter than 3 minutes. Every song is epic. Every song is turned up to 11. The band doesn't really care about Spotify streaming runtimes or keeping everything at 3 minutes and 30 seconds for the radio. This album is for the real Alter Bridge fans, and 8 albums in, what else do you expect? And the production on this album is really solid. It's very modern rock, 2026 production. The guitars sound huge. They sound layered. The drums and bass have a lot of punch and kick to them. The vocals shine through despite all the volume that is happening around them. And the band sound tight as hell on record. So consider that a win for this album. The new album from Alter Bridge is a dense and heavy listen. Like I said, this thing clocks in at just over 60 minutes. So if you turn this thing on, you are in it for this album. So if you do listen to this record in full, I recommend that you listen to a comfy chair, settle in, take in the entire experience, because this is not a lightweight listen by any stretch of the imagination. But as the album went on, I was starting to lose interest. This is 60 minutes. It's a lot of Alter Bridge for one sitting, and I discovered that Alter Bridge definitely aren't an album band for me. I can enjoy a couple of songs from this record, but they're definitely not an album band for me, even though this was my first time listening to an Alter Bridge album at all. Overall, I thought the new album from Alter Bridge was a decent listen. Lots of great performances and production happening here. Myles Kennedy, Mark Tremonti and company kick ass. They sound great. They sound tight, but I didn't really come away really loving any of these tracks, as well done as they are. So this is my first Alter Bridge listen. It didn't really make me a huge fan. I'm going to give the new self-titled record from Alter Bridge a solid 3 out of 5. And that is it, guys. That is my rock album review for the new album from Alter Bridge. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. If you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll be sure to see you guys again for another video here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.